win over the Wasps that might mean more than just a good start to the season. We talked to Park City quarterback Chase Baier about what this means for the Miners. Also, an American Ninja Warrior talks about his time on the show. It's a jam-packed episode of The Scoreboard, and it's coming up right now. Hey fellas, we're just getting a quick reaction from the Park City student section. Can we get a quick reaction out of you guys?
Yeah! Park City on top, baby!
What was who was maybe the MVP of the game for you guys?
Joe.
B Baier.
Honestly, the Baier brothers.
There you go, the Baier brothers.
Baier brothers.
He's a great quarterback. Mason Grover. Yeah, Mason Grover is the MVP.
Contributed too.
Come on in, Mason.
Great guy.
Come on in, Mason. Mason, you're healthy coming into week 2. How are you feeling right now?
Pretty good. I mean, started that off way too slow. I don't think I was playing that good, but, you know, second quarter turned it on. And like I said earlier, you know, if I don't get 150 yards, but we take the win, I'll be happy. And, you know, we won, so that's all I can ask for.
Last time that you guys beat Wasatch, it was 2019, and that season your team went 13-1. So is that the ceiling that this team has?
Yeah, I think I could say our ceiling's even higher, you know. We got a good group. I mean, you can see we got some good chemistry. We have some things to fix, but I think overall we'll be dangerous. So.
What about you guys? What's the ceiling for this team?
State champ, baby! Yeah! Let's go!
Park City football. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Well, it was 2019 the last time that the Park City Miners beat the Wasatch Wasps in football, and on Friday, they did just that, a 31-10 victory. But on top of that, the last time that the Miners beat the Wasps, they ended up going 13-1 on the season. I talked to Chase Baier a little bit about that, as well as the game, and a whole lot more. Hey everyone, right now we're here with Park City quarterback Chase Baier. Chase, you got a pretty special game tonight. How are you feeling right now?
I feel great. I mean, Finally got the win my senior year. Last 2 years we fell short to Wasatch, so it's definitely a big one and a big first game for me. So super excited.
Seriously, I mean so the last time you beat this team was 2019. That year you went 13-1. Is that the type of ceiling that this team has?
Yeah, I mean, I think we don't have a ceiling. I think it comes down to every week, game by game, preparation and practice, and I mean, I don't see a ceiling for us. So I think as long as we keep going and focus on the week at hand and focus on getting better, I think there's no one that can stop us.
This might be a silly question, but did you see the game playing out this way? Did you see Wasatch coming in to play this way? I mean, you guys played so well. 31-10 is the final score. So I mean, you played very, very well. Did you see it coming this easy, I guess I should say?
I mean, no, we prepared for this game just like any other game where, I mean, we're going to give it our all, and it's us versus us in practice, and we're playing we're competing through practice just to get through it and come to these guys and play our best game for them. So we didn't take this game lightly at all.
Were there some first game jitters? Was there anything interesting about this game, some nerves or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, no doubt. I mean, first game, but at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens. I'm here with my boys, and I mean, these guys are great. I couldn't be happier with the group of guys we have this year.
This group of guys is very special. The defense played exceptionally well. Can you just give a little bit of your thoughts on how well the defense played in stopping Matt Kelson and stopping Chris Cook as well?
Yeah, I mean, they balled. I mean, that's literally all I can say. From Monday in practice, getting the scout cards, we didn't know exactly what we were coming up with, first game, but they worked hard. And there definitely was a difference from Monday to Wednesday throughout practice. They grinded through practice, and, I mean, it just showed on the field, and I couldn't be more proud of them. I mean, all of them. I mean, all those guys. They're great.
You carried the ball a lot. You stepped out of the pocket a lot. You weren't sacked, but you did take a lot of damage in this game. Or is that something that you think is going to need to be avoided in the future so you can avoid injury near the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, first game, So, I feel good, but definitely going to need to avoid that and kind of settle in, figure out exactly who we are as a team. But I couldn't be happier with the start we have right now.
Did the coaches say anything to you about that specifically, getting hit a lot here, specifically just in scrambles and things like that?
I mean, yeah, they're always like, save your body, take the hits, or don't take the hits, excuse me.
2 rushing touchdowns for this game as well. I mean, that's got to feel really good as well.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
What did you see? What did you see from the defense? Did you know that you were going to be scoring that much this game? Did you think that you were going to be able to score that much, or was your number just getting called, or were you just making that call on the fly?
I'd say my number was just getting called, and I was just reading the defense and taking what they give us, and it was what it was. I didn't really have a plan in my head of like, this is going to happen or that's going to happen. It's just kind of see what happens and make your reads in the moment and your checks and just ball. So.
Last thing from me, you're not just a football player, you're a really, really good lacrosse player. You just signed to play college lacrosse. How excited are you for that?
I'm super excited. Yeah, definitely something that I've been working towards for a while, and yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier. I'm super excited.
Chase Baier, we can't wait for the rest of the season. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are with Josh Montzingo, a very happy Josh Montzingo here at Wasatch High School. A pound down, you guys, and I'll just say it, great win. Congratulations, Coach. Let's talk a little about preparation first coming into this. Was this how you saw it going with your preparation?
You know, I think we were capable, and we were definitely thinking we could do this. But to be honest with you, the first game with jitters, being a rival, having to go on the road, even though it's only over the hill a little bit, you never know what you're going to get. We had a lot of young guys out there in some different spots, especially offensively with a new offense. So you knew there were going to be a few miscues, and just the jitters alone makes you jump a little bit here and there. But we managed those. And I think second half you saw them finally put it together.
Again, not an expert. We were talking before this. I'm not an expert, but it did look different offense. What are some of the things that you're doing differently?
No, we're no huddle this year, and we can go up tempo. We slowed it down at times, and so we can check it to get to plays we want to get to. And then, there were things that were open and we missed them just because it's new and the kids got the nerves going. And a couple times we missed a couple calls ourselves, like, we should have called this, should have called that. For everybody to get some practice in, game speed takes a little bit. But then you just saw them settle in, start to kind of do the basics of the offense, which is still running it up, even though we're in the gun and no huddle and spread. We're still going to run it at you, but then we can pull it and Chase can run it. Then we can pull it and we'll throw it. Then we can go deep. So you saw we're a little more multifaceted than we were just kind of running at you last year.
What does this mean, though, in this rivalry?
It means everything. When you got the town next door and there's a little bragging rights, and you can drive from one town back to the other and you walk around town in the school colors, and now we can hold our heads a little higher this time around. We'll walk into the Dairy King, and it's just a great win for the town, for the community. We had a good turnout on the road early, which is hard for, we're not even in school yet. So to get the turnout we had tonight and our community support, we're so grateful and just so blessed to have such a great town.
Looking forward a little bit now, you have a very, very tough schedule of things. Look, like right now, you're just going to start looking at next week. Tell us a little bit about what you're talking to the guys about to keep them on this type of pace.
Yeah, we got our theme for the year, which is swinging the pick, and it takes a million swings to finally get to the silver because we're a silver mining town, and so can't look ahead. So for us, we're looking next to Maple Mountain here, and we're going to work on what it takes for Monday to be successful, then for Tuesday, then for Wednesday, and fix some of the things we see that we don't like from this week, and then find what their weaknesses are to attack them, and just keep swinging that pick every single day.
Josh Montzingo, keep that smile.
I will.
Thanks for joining us here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A few weeks ago, Brent Martindale attended the Heber Valley Demolition Derby. Let's take a look.
Hey, we're with Brad Bowman here, the official promoter of the Demolition Derby here at the Wasatch County Fair Days. Brad, thanks for taking a minute. Tell me a little bit about the history of the Demolition Derby here in Heber City.
Yeah, so the Demolition Derby is probably the biggest event. It's at least the most anticipated event in Heber City. Years ago, the tickets would go so fast that 1 minute and they were gone. And so we've taken the show and turned it into a 2-day show to kind of give out more opportunity to watch the show. The Derby's been going for over 40 years. We're probably closer to 50 years how long this event's going. It's changed hands over the years. The Wasatch County Search and Rescue used to do it as a fundraiser, and over the years the county has adopted that and taken it over. this year they've hired us as their new promoter to help promote the show for them. So we have some pretty great ideas and a really exciting event for the weekend.
We talked with you a little bit the other day about you as a participant, and you won't be doing that this week, of course, but there's a lot of work. I mean, I'm watching multiple dozens of people inspecting these vehicles. Tell me a little bit about what they're inspecting just quickly and why it's so important.
Yeah, so I mean, we have 5 different classes. We have our easiest class, we call it the wire class. Basically, no aftermarket parts. You just wire the doors shut, take out the windows, whatnot. You can't use any of the aftermarket parts. But then, as you get into the big, heavy weld classes, these guys spend $10,000 to $20,000 on their car on high-performance engines and thousands of dollars on aftermarket parts. Over the years, whatever has put them out of Demolition Derby, whatever part that is, they've built parts to eliminate that problem. Even though we allow all that, there's still guidelines and stipulations. There's 18 pages of fine print for the weld class. So it isn't just a free-for-all frenzy. You just can't do whatever you want. You have to build to the rules. So we have some of the best inspectors in the nation inspecting for us this weekend. We have Chris and Sam Williams out of Nebraska. We have Robbie Van Wagner and Jeremy Jones out of Phoenix. And then a lot of Utah guys that know their stuff as well are here helping us. They're very, very strict, but very fair. And they're just trying to make it to where all the competition is on the same level.
So, Brad, what all that work, it's amazing. How long will it take a participant to be able to get ready for an event like this?
Yeah, so the lower builds, like the wire class builds, they could probably put together a car in 20 to 30 hours. That kind of depends on the experience, maybe what kind of tools or setup they have to help. It also depends on how many people they got helping them. Extra hands go a long ways. When it comes to the weld class, these guys put anywhere from 100 to 150 hours in, and that's work. That's not shop time where these guys sit around talking or thinking about what they're going to do. But there's a lot of these guys that will spend days on one part of the car. They're looking for every strategical thing they could possibly do to get that big win.
So tell me a little about the divisions. So I know we have basically 2 divisions, I guess.
So we actually have 5. So we have the youth division, which is 80s wire, which is the bone stock. We also have the 80s wire division, which is the same rules, but one's for youth, one's for anybody. And then we have the mini cars, which is like your Hondas or your Ford Escorts or Chevy Cavaliers, stuff like that. Pacers, Gremlins. One of the popular cars is the Chevy Lumina. So there's that class. And then we have an old iron wire class, which is the older class. We let them modify a little bit, but they pretty much simple build, keep it simple. And then we have, the big weld class.
So what can we expect tonight? What type of things can people look forward to?
So I think it's going to be pretty fast-paced, but I think there's going to be a lot of strategic driving tonight. Tonight is kind of like a chess match. These drivers are trying to keep their cars moving and alive while taking out the competition, but they need to advance to the main event through their heats tonight. But they want to do that without doing the least damage to their cars as possible.
Mainly their engines, right?
Engines, frames, all that. After tonight, they'll definitely get an opportunity to repair their cars all day tomorrow to get ready for the championship event.
So we can watch this on right now. It will stream tonight, but it'll also probably be archived somewhere. Where would we look for that?
Yeah, so it will be on YouTube under TrackShot Live or TrackShotTV.com, but it'll be on there. Those guys do a great live stream. Please support them. Please definitely watch it. It's quite entertaining.
I know you got a lot of work to do, Brad. Thanks for taking a minute with us, and best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
We're joined right now by a very special guest coming off of his time at American Ninja Warrior. We are here with Mark Farrel. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Blake. It's good to be here. My experience with American Ninja Warrior was a blast. If you caught me on last night, Ninja Warrior, Yeah, Mark Farrel, aka Ninja Beta 2.0. I was on for semifinals, and it was amazing.
You brought so much energy to the course itself. It was so fun to watch you compete. Could you tell us a little bit about your experience on the show, specifically the semifinals that we all got to see last night?
My experience on the show was definitely an eye-opening experience comparison to Houston. Houston was inside a dome. When I was at Universal Studios, it was outside. It was a little bit colder. Felt the winds. It was raining, so we had the elements against us. And you have the lights, the cameras were in the middle of Universal Studios, but I had tunnel vision. And when Ninja Beta 2.0 gets ready, it's time to bring the noise. That's all I got to say.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about fighting the elements. It was raining, it was cold. You told me that it was kind of in the middle of the night. Could you kind of explain what was going on behind the scenes?
So American Ninja Warrior has to follow a certain rule set. So they're trying to get out the kids who are 16. They got to get out under 12 in the morning at night. So they're trying to get those guys out of there. And at the same time, we have rain. There was thunder going on as well, right around probably 12. And it started coming down hard, and they have to shut down the course, and then they have to clean it. So it probably rained for a good hour. And everybody was kind of worried when they're running. And when it was raining, also, you can feel this, just this cold, it just started breaking down Ninja Warriors after they got cleaned up, and then Ninja Warriors started running. People you wouldn't normally see fall on different obstacles were falling all over the place after that.
Well, I got to think, I mean, it's a lot of grip strength, and so if things are wet, it probably affects that, and then also trying to get up, you know, maybe the warped wall, you're probably sliding down that as well, so it makes it super difficult, I would assume.
Yeah, it's affecting your grip, it's affecting your mental game, you know, you're like, oh man, this is cold. At the same time, you know, your blood circulation isn't working as effective as possible. So you're finding yourself running in place, trying to stay warm. Luckily, they have heaters all over the place, which was accommodating, and they got some food available. But at the same time, you're not on your A game. You know, your grip, the cold affects you significantly.
Yeah, and that's kind of some of the things that you might even need to prepare for. I mean, only the top of the line are able to, you know, get to the semifinals like you did, and so you have to be ready for every single possible outcome. And so I have to ask you, how much were you training for this prior to you getting to the semifinals?
I was probably I've been training for, you know, 9 years, so obviously I've been training a while, but when it comes to probably about 3 or 4 months prior to a competition, especially, you know, American Ninja Warrior, I don't know if I'm going to get my chance again. I put on my A game. I'm training about 3+ hours a day, and I train in elements. I train in the heat, so I don't train in the cold, but I try to make sure that, you know, my body is under strain, and I'm trying to conquer obstacles while my body is strained at the same time.
What inspired you to start doing this type of training? It's such a specific type of athletic training and a specific way to get in shape, I guess I should say. What inspired you to get into this?
Obviously, the trainer who owns the gym, Ninja Warehouse, Carson Voiles, he's a big step towards, inspires any kind of ninja that comes his way. And then also Lauren Ball, Filipino ninja. He made it on semifinals. Holler at your boy, Lauren Ball. He inspired me to even start Ninja Warrior, and look at him. He's just flying down the course. He's about my age too. He's almost 40 as well. So guys like him that just don't let age affect them or their ability are just inspirational to me, you know?
And you're inspirational to so many as well. I mean, not to mention, I mean, your age, which you aren't, you know, a 16-year-old kid doing this specific course. You're a little bit older than that. And then on top of that, you also are, like the announcers were saying, a little bit heavier. You don't have the super short, small body type that makes it almost easier to go about this course. What is the mental capacity that you have to be able to kind of go against all the odds?
Yeah, obviously I'm breaking through stereotypes. I don't have the ideal body for an American Ninja Warrior, but, you know, I believe you can do anything if you set your mind to it. I definitely have to work a little harder. Being at 200 pounds isn't the ideal weight, so I do a lot of stretching. So those at home that don't believe that stretching doesn't work, I beg to differ. I do yoga. There's yoga out there. Yoga's definitely beneficial. Trust me.
One of the big things I wanted to ask you about as well is specifically what it looks like to be on this show, what it takes. What was the process like just to get onto the show?
The process to get on the show is your video. You better have, you can have and be gifted in any kind of athletic ability and then apply and then get rejected because you didn't have a good enough story to back you up. Story makes a better, if you were submitting a video, you would definitely want to submit more story than athletic ability, probably 70% more story. And then, me prepping up for that video, I had to put 130% effort into it, getting married, all my energy, all everything that I could, all my blood just poured into this video, and then it just became a beautiful masterpiece. I definitely would like to share that with you. It's definitely a creative moment for me, and I'm going to bring part 2, already working on my video already, because I know how much time and effort it takes.
Yeah, so this next year, what are some of your plans? What are some of the things that you're looking forward to as you are hoping to get back on the show and as you're preparing to create this video?
Part 2 is I'm actually going to get married this year to my fiance, Michelle. I love you. We're doing a tango dance. And a huge lift at the end, and we're having cameras galore film us. We're having professionals teach us how to do all the lift and all the moves. So we're taking it very seriously, and I'm gaining a little bit of weight just so I can, make sure I'm doing everything how it should be. And then as far as the video goes too, I'm putting all my athletics in there. Going to bring the noise, obviously. I'm gonna do a sneak peek to the New Jersey that I created with as well. But I'm excited. Blake. Let me tell you.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on the show today. We really appreciate the time. We can't wait for your energy next year as well. Good luck with your wedding and good luck getting back on the show next year. We are going to be right back here on Mountain Connections in just a little bit. Thank you for watching. On Friday, it is another crosstown showdown, this time between South Summit and North Summit, and we will be getting interviews ahead of the game and be there to cover as much as we possibly can. For Brent Martindale, I am Blake O'Rulian, and we will see you all on Friday.